Born and raised in Missoula, Melissa Lynn is a first grade teacher at Lowell School. She is a cultivator of lofty goals and a connoisseur of cheap red wine. Her life motto is, do it until it ain't fun anymore. She's a classic Missoulian, a long-distance road biker, mild hiker, camp fanatic, classic raft bow flower. Yet somehow... Yes. Somehow she still can't ski. Please welcome Melissa Lynn.
All right, so I am here to tell you a story, which is why you came, right? And this story is the story of Chafe 2010. But like any good story, there's a backstory to the story. And like any other good story, the story starts with, so I met a guy in a bar. Meet this guy in a bar. You know, he's nice, he's great. I didn't get drunk enough to really like him, but I got buzzed enough to give him my phone number, which he pursued relentlessly, till the point where I was like, okay, fine, lunch, we'll go to lunch. Because everyone knows lunch is not actually a date, and there's some sort of like always after event that you can go to. Well, I got to get to the bank, I got to run, so lunch seemed like a safe idea. So I made him for lunch, and we actually had a really good time, and he turned out to be a fantastic person. And we started talking about biking, and I think the situation was that I was riding my mountain bike because my old Peugeot road bike that I was riding had a flat tire, and I didn't know how to fix it, something along those lines. And so he says, okay, well, you should just borrow my bike for the winter and the fall and the spring, because I only ride it in the summer. He's like, it's a nice bike. It's a Kona Jake. And I'm thinking, yeah, that is a good bike. Oh, yeah. But then I'm also thinking in my mind, if you borrow this bike, you're going to have to continue this. But my brain didn't quite get that message to my mouth, because what came out was, oh, hell yeah, I'll take the bike. Let's go. So he says, all right, let's load up in the car. I'll go get it right now. I'm like, yes, score. So we're in the car. We're going to get the bike, and about halfway through this car ride, I think, I wonder if this is that proverbial piece of candy that you're not supposed to take from strangers. So I, look around the car. It's a really nice, clean truck. He's got that pack of gum that fits in the cup holder, He's playing Dave Matthews. I see no duct tape, no rope, and I think, okay, I think I'm safe. I feel okay about this. So we get the bike, and he gives me a ride back to my house. In hindsight, my mother later told me, you let him know where you live? I was like, yeah, he gave me a bike. It's cool. Well, as it turns out, because I'd been borrowing this bike or using this bike, we went on a couple of dinner events. I wouldn't call them dates. It was strictly platonic friendships. It was. And it gets to be about Christmas time, and he says, I got you a Christmas present. And I'm thinking, shit, dude, I didn't get you a present, but that's cool, give it to me. So he pulls out this nicely rolled up piece of paper, like a scroll, and it's tied all pretty. And he goes, I wrote you a poem. And I think, oh, fuck, red flag. Red fucking flag. But at the same time, I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure he's gonna pay for dinner. So like, what kind of positive feedback do I know about poems? Like, nice job, I like your pantomime, I don't know. So I unroll the poem, and it's actually a picture of the bike. And I look at him, and I'm thinking, please don't just start waxing poetry in front of me right now. Like, this is gonna be really weird. And he goes, I'm buying a new bike, so I want to give you this bike, the bike that he let me borrow in the first place. And I'm thinking, all right, hell yeah, I just scored a free bike. And he goes, but there's one condition. And I thought, yeah, here we go. Is it? He goes, you need to do one major bike ride with me. And I thought, well, that is way less sluttier than I thought you were gonna ask for, so I am sold. Yes. And he goes, do you know of any major rides to do? And I was like, yeah, Rat Pod, let's do Rat Pod. So Rat Pod is 130 miles. It's a ride around the Pioneer Mountains in one day. Fantastic. fantastic ride. And it's on the bucket list. He says, all right, well, we're going to do it. So we sign up with Missoulians on bicycles, Missoulians on bikes, another fantastic organization, Moby, as it is for short. And we start riding. So the first ride's in February. Okay, we show up. I'm wearing skivvies, like long johns, much like what I have on now. Ski socks, which is ironic that I own them because I don't ski. Crocs, some sort of random pullover, and a down vest, okay? I'm not clipped in, I don't have Lycra, I don't even know what gels are at this point. And we show up, we're like, yeah, we're here to ride. And Moby is such a fantastic, Missoulians on Bicycles, is such a fantastic organization that they just took us in, and we're like, oh, you poor, sweet thing, yeah, let's ride. So we ride, and we realized quickly that the next ride we needed to have on the Lycra, the tight fitting clothes and the weird gloves, and we learned how to clip in, and so we grew as riders. And about April, we're on some great ride. I think we're actually biking up Lowell Pass, which was a good feat. And this gentleman in the club says, oh yeah, so you guys are gonna do Rat Pod. That's awesome. You should do this ride over in Idaho called the Chafe. I was like, the Chafe? How do you spell Chafe? And he goes, it's C-H-A-F-E. I'm a first grade teacher. That sneaky E is gonna bite the A-F, Chafe. That ride is called the Chafe. It is not the Chafe. So, I was like, poor kid, can't spell, no big. And he goes, yeah, it's a 160-mile ride over in Idaho. And I'm thinking, oh my God, the poor guy, not only can he not read, he's horrible at math. Like, who does a 160 in preparing for a 130 ride? No. So I don't know if I actually verbalized that or if I just had the look of because he says, no, it's flat. It's a flat ride, It's a good endurance training ride. And I was thinking, oh yeah, endurance. That's something I should be doing, endurance, yeah. All right, well, let's do it. So Matt and I, the bike friend, we sign up to do the Chafe over in Idaho. And we pull up into Idaho, and we pull up, and I'm standing there, I'm eating a bagel in this hand, monster cookie in this hand, large coffee with cream right in front of me, I'm just gnawing at it. And these other people are pulling up, and they've got on good Lycra, kits. And they got gel, they're sucking down this gel, and Gatorades. They're just having at it. And I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you guys? It's flat. Why would you do this? And they're the kind of people that are lifting their bikes out with one finger because they're so light. And their wheels, I don't even think they had rubber on their wheels because God forbid there's friction. Okay? So Matt and I, we go to get our bikes out. It's a two-man job because they're heavy. And not only are they heavy, but we have the racks on the back, and we thought we needed to bring a trunk of shit. I'm pretty sure I had flip-flops, a raincoat, a bottle of Gatorade, not the powders, bottle of Gatorade, probably a couple of sandwiches, maybe a camera. I might even brought my swimsuit. I don't know what I was thinking. So our bikes are heavy, and we're like, that's cool. We got this. It's fine. So we start off, and it's flat. It's a flat ride. Bagels kicking in. I'm feeling good. And we get going. And mind you, at this point, I am in Lycra, and I am in clip-on shoes. Okay, we got rid of those Crocs. So we get going, and the first thing out of the gate is this long hill that curves this way. And I thought, that's cool. That's cool. You gotta get up to get down, and then it's gonna be flat. 160 miles of flat. That's what the guy told me. So I'm climbing this hill. Mind you, I don't quite yet know how to climb a hill. That you got to get up and tap the saddle in between. I'm granny gearing it up. And it's like the M. Where you hike the M and you think you're at the top, but you're not? There's a whole other mountain up there. So we get to the top of this hill, and there's a whole other mountain. And I was like, oh my God, you've got to be kidding me. It's cool. It's going to get flat. So we're cranking this out. Right about the time where I think I'm gonna die, stop number 1 shows up. And we get there, and somebody says, yeah, those warm-up pills, those are great. Warm-up pills? You gotta be fucking kidding me. Warm-up pill? I just climbed a mountain pass. So the next 30 miles is nothing but up, down, up. It's horrible. Horrible. So we get to the second rest stop, and somebody says, yeah, that's the worst. It flattens out from now. And I was like, really? Because your version of flat is different than my version of flat. So we go, and sure enough, it did flatten out, and it was gorgeous. And then all of a sudden we turn, and we're on the riverbed, and I'm like, yes. Where there's a river, it's flat. All right, cool. So we're biking along, and we turn into this headwind. And I don't know if you've ever biked into a headwind, ever, in Missoula. It's not pleasant. And this wasn't just like a gentle breeze to cool you down. This was a headwind, like coming on. To the point where I look over, and I'm like, oh, and there's a turtle, like, passing me right here. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, you know. So we get to the third rest stop, and we're like, yeah, we're good. We got this. It's cool. And somebody says, yeah, the sweep car is about 5 miles out. It's coming to get us. I was like, oh my God, we're about to get swept. The sweep car is the car that picks up the losers, essentially. I was like, all right, I had one goal, which was finish the race, and now I have a more pending goal, which is not get picked up by that damn sweep car. So we're like, and I'm thinking, you know what? How bad do I really want those flip-flops and that coat and that camera and my suitcase on the back of this bike? I'm biking and biking. I look back at Matt, and he's like, yeah, let's keep going. We got this. So we get to the fourth rest stop, and I look back at Matt being like, do you want it? And he's like, yes. They have ice cream. And I was like, okay, ice cream. So we get in, we grab the ice cream, and I swear I was like delusional. I didn't even know what to do, that I just was like smearing on my face. Because I've seen people do that in marathons, but they do it with water. And I was just a little like off. So I got ice cream running in my face, which actually is kind of good because then you can like, get a few licks in. And we're just racing against this pace car that I don't know if really exists or not. Like racing against a stupid pace car, trying to finish 160 miles in a headwind after doing all these crazy flat hills, you know? So we're pulling in, and as we're pulling into town, they're tearing it down. Okay, race is over. Like nobody's there anymore. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm finishing this. So I got a little lost in town. I don't even know what town I was in. I got a little lost because they pulled down all the like cool flags, and we bust in backwards to the park where the race had ended. You know, and the bikers are there with their shoes off, and they're drinking beer and eating barbecue, and we bust in, and people look at us and they're like, oh. And it was the most slowest, awkward, uncomfortable clap as a true Chafe could be. Thank you.